Good day, South Africa. I just want to share my thoughts and the position of Hope regarding the issue of illegal immigrants and planned shutdown march by a civil society organization March on the 30th of June, calling for all illegal immigration or immigrants to leave South Africa. This issue reflects a deep frustration that many South Africans feel about the country's immigration crisis. But the question still remains, whose responsibility is it? While these concerns are legitimate, but directing anger towards immigrants themselves is both misguided and potentially dangerous. As believers and citizens who are committed to justice, we should remember the biblical principle found in the book of Leviticus chapter 19, and I believe from verse 33 to 34, which calls on us to treat foreigners living amongst us with dignity and compassion. Upholding the rule of law and showing Ubuntu are not mutually exclusive. Understanding the root problem in order for us to come up with a lasting solution. First of all, we need to acknowledge that the immigration challenges in South Africa are real. However, they are not unique to our country. Nations across the world are grappling with increasing migration due to conflict, economic hardship, and political instability, and climate-related pressures. If we seek lasting solutions, we must address the root cause rather than simply addressing the symptoms. A significant share of this responsibility must rest squarely with the South African government, particularly under the leadership of the ANC. And I want to share with us as a few problems that we are having now, and most of us will agree on this. And number one is our failing borders control and law enforcement has allowed illegal crossings and organized criminal networks to flourish within our borders. This is not merely a question of limited capacity, but also one of the political will. Corruption and weak enforcement have contributed to porous borders, undermining national security and public confidence. Number two, South African foreign policy has also failed us, not only our citizens, but also the broader Southern African region, SADC. For years, our government has been reluctant to hold neighboring governments accountable for human rights abuses and political repression. The continued support and diplomatic protection afforded to successive governments, particularly in the country of Zimbabwe, despite documented government failures and human rights concerns, has contributed to increasing migration into South Africa. And this is something that many ordinary South African are not aware of. At the same time, South Africa has often taken a strong positions on conflict far beyond our region, while remaining comparatively silent on crises affecting our immediate neighbors. This inconsistency has weakened regional democracy and place additional pressure on South Africa. Number three, we need to look at the Department of Home Affairs. The problems and the challenges that we face there are very serious, including corruption, administrative inefficiency, and lengthy delays in processing asylums and refugees application. It is important to recognize that not every undocumented foreign national is simply an illegal immigrant. Many are genuinely asylum seekers who have fled wars and political persecution, terrorism and humanitarian crisis in their own countries. Some have lost their homes and families and livelihoods, and they have no home to go back to. But a just society such as ours must distinguish between criminality and those seeking lawful protection under international domestic laws. Where should our anger be directed to? If South Africans wish to march, their demands should primarily be directed at the government institution responsible for immigration policy. Border security, law enforcement, and other related institutions. Governments bears the constitutional responsibility to secure our borders, administer immigration effectively, and protect both citizens and those legally seeking refuge. Blaming vulnerable migrants alone will not solve the systematic failures that created this crisis. And I want to urge South Africans to carefully consider the consequences of this planned march. We must ensure that our pursuit of justice does not lead us to the wrong side of history by promoting division, violence, and xenophobia. The church also has a vital role to play in this. It must remain a prophetic voice that speaks truth to power, defends the vulnerable, and refuses to compromise biblical principle for the sake of popular opinion. South Africa needs a leadership that champions justice, peace, and accountability, and compassion. We must build bridges of hope, not only for our nation, but also for the entire region of SADC communities. While we support lawful migration and secure borders and effective governance, we reject actions that promote hatred, violence, and social division within our region. Lasting solution will come through accountable government, regional cooperation, and respect for rule of law, and a shared commitment to human dignity. So I want to urge all South Africans to be responsible and to promote peace, not only within our borders, but also in our region. And my prayer is that God will bless South Africa, but also God will bless all the communities of Africa. In Jesus' name.